when something happens to a woman, and a black woman specifically, instead of there being an initial like, oh, I have to do something, is, well, what did they do? It's always
it's
like
the same thing with rape culture. It's like, you know, if a woman gets raped, it's like, oh, well, what was she wearing? Maybe her skirt was too short, or maybe she had too many drinks, or maybe she was talking to the wrong people, or she was around a whole bunch of guys. So what did you think was going to happen?
Right.
Like
also let's talk about how black children, specifically black little girls, are hyper-sexualized. Like, they could wear a little two-piece the same way a little white girl could, but looking at them is, oh, it's inappropriate. Like, they got a little bit too much curve. Like, we're hyper-sexualized at such a young age that I feel like it really does start us mentally on this downhill of like the way that we perceive ourselves, the way that we feel a man should talk to us, the way we feel that we should be treated in this world, and that has to stop.
Because realistically, if we're really being honest, if I go to the store, I'm somewhat mindful of what I wear to the store. Like, even if I'm going in there for 5 minutes to get some daggone milk and eggs, like, for some reason, it's already embedded in my mind, okay, maybe I don't need to wear these leggings because it makes my butt look too big. Or maybe I don't need to wear a dress if I already have it on. I literally, if I have on a dress in the house and I go to the store, I will change my clothes into leggings and a t-shirt. Because I'm so afraid that, and it's the fear of, okay, if somebody tries to talk to me and I don't respond, or I respond in a, oh no, I'm okay. There's crazy people out here. Crazy people that will stalk you and follow you, and you just never know when that type of situation will happen to you, and it's so like scary.
I think it's important for black men to be sensitive to that. Like, we have genuine fears that we will get attacked because we said no. Like, that's an issue. And so black men have to think about that when they're speaking to us.
And I think that and I kind of deal with it too, like when you're in a relationship and you go out, and we've had these conversations where it's like, sometimes you feel like when people ask for your number, or like you're by yourself and it's a big group of guys, or like I won't even go to the gas station at night, like, because I don't feel safe. But it's like sometimes, and most of the time it is, black men get very aggressive with black women when they are denied, and we spoke on it a little bit earlier. But it's like sometimes you have to play nice, and I shouldn't have to compromise my comfortability because you all, like, because I fear for my life. Like, that's that work that we have to do within our community. Like, it's very rare that there's like men take rejection well.
And it's like, for example, I'm sure you guys saw the video of that girl. She posted a video of her like experience when she was, I think it was like in the DMV. She went to Howard, and she was walking with her friend. I think that they just finished like a jog or something, and they were walking back, and this black man was like following them and was trying to like talk to them, and they kept telling him over and over again, no, I'm not interested, like, just leave us alone. He literally followed them all the way to her house, and I'm just like, for you to have that much persistence to try to talk to someone, it's entitlement. Like, that's just not normal. To me, it's not normal. Like, I'm not gonna have that much persistence. If somebody tells me no once or twice, I'm gonna leave it alone. But for you to have that much entitlement and persistence is just so wild to me, and I just cannot wrap my head around it. Like,
and that video also speaks volumes, because if you kept watching, she even turned it to how they got to the point where they had like called the police, or no, they found refuge in like a apartment building or something, and this lady came and she didn't know what was going on, so they were explaining the situation, and I don't know if it was a lady or a man, but the person called the guy who was following them a monkey. And in that instance, that black woman stepped up and stood up for that black man who was harassing them. So it's like, we really go above and beyond to come
even
and
in
show
the midst
up
of us getting harassed and attacked.
Like, that's so crazy.
I also do want to point out, again, just because y'all know I love the other side of things, that sometimes we do have to like kind of read the room, because not every black man that is speaking to you is necessarily doing it from a harmful place or from a place of like entitlement. Because I've been in situations where I'm just walking there like, hey queen, have a good day. That doesn't call for me to turn around and be like, don't look at me, don't talk to me, or whatever, or let me roll my eyes. And that may be an unpopular opinion, but that's something that I personally experience, and it's not always the case. But there are times where people just want to be like, hey, you know, everybody give that black people nod when you see, you know, yeah, like that happens as well. And I feel like because we are so targeted and because we already kind of know what's going to happen, like I could see a group of men and be like, okay, all right,
you gotta
let me prepare myself to walk by. I just want to also say that isn't always the case. And then when this is actually kind of funny. I don't know if y'all do this, but for some reason, if I know that somebody's looking at my butt, I like can't really walk straight. Like if I see a big group of men stand there, black, white, don't matter what, and like, you know, when you kind of walk by, you like, okay, I already know where their eyes is going. Like I swear my butt like tucks a little bit, and I kind of be like uncomfortable. Walk to the side because that's a real thing. It's a real thing. It feels so uncomfortable. It's real. Thank you.
No, I just walk fast.
No, right. I just be walking. I
don't turn my head. Like if somebody speak to me, I don't turn my head.
But see, I would say like
looking stupid.
We shouldn't. And I feel like we experience a lot from black women because we live in a predominantly black community county, a predominantly black county, and I think we receive that type of treatment from black men more often, and yet we're still so quick to show up for them and try to give them the benefit of the doubt. But it's like I saw like it was one of the things on social media, and it had like, instead of protecting your daughters, educate your sons.
Yes.
And I think that is such a big deal now, because even going back to like young black girls being hypersexualized, I couldn't even have straight hair until a certain age, because straight hair, like bone straight, that was too grown. Like think about what we address as being grown in our own community, and why does that?
And it goes back to being in school. Like when we were in school, we couldn't wear sleeveless shirts because our shoulders would be sexualized. We couldn't wear shorts too short. Like we couldn't wear skirts. Like your skirt had to be like
fingertip length.
And it's ridiculous for you to even sexualize a child like that when they haven't even experienced life yet.
But that in turn like puts the blame on the child right then and there. If you wear this to school, you're going to be a distraction. You're going to be this. I don't know how many times, at least from my high school, we could not wear leggings to school until like junior year, I think.
I used to have to wear leggings under my skirts. I couldn't wear skirts without like anything on my legs. If
you were not very, you know, developed or whatever, you probably could get away with wearing leggings. But you got a little bit of melanin, a little bit of boom boom. Like they were like, they would make you go to the office, put on sweatpants that say front office, and like that low key was embarrassing.
No, it is. Black women are sexualized in general, and even when you look at, if I come into the office with some pink hair, and then my white coworker come in with some pink hair,
she supports breast cancer,
and I'm gonna be ghetto, and I'm ghetto. I'm ghetto and ratchet, and she's just expressive. She's just expressing her. Like, it's bigger than just us. And I feel like so many times we get discredited, and like our feelings are invalid. Like, this stuff happens to us like every day. It's not a day that I go out and I can look raggedy. Like, I will go out with my bonnet on and still be getting catcalled. Like, it's things that we deal with on a daily basis, and the fact that our black men aren't there to support us through it says a lot. And Naya, like you, like I was raised around black men who protected me. Like I was raised to know how I'm supposed to be treated and all of that. But it's like the black community as a whole, like the black men in general, don't show up the way they should for us. Like it's very rare that I walk past and the cat call I get is "Hey Black Queen" or "Hey Queen." Or
listen, the day I get cat called and another black man say "Don't talk to her like that," I will buy that man lunch. I will buy you whatever, or, you know.
Like if